Hello everyone, welcome to your YouTube Bruce Lee Bhalo channel. In this video, we delve into the iconic martial arts film, The Way of the Dragon, but before we start, we invite you to support us by clicking on the subscription button and activating the notification bell to receive all the new updates. Thank you for following us. Let's start. The Way of the Dragon, originally released in the United States as Return of the Dragon, is a 1972 Hong Kong martial arts action comedy film co-produced and directed by Bruce Lee, who also stars in the lead role. This is Lee's only complete directorial film and the last one released during his lifetime. The film co-stars Nora Miao, Robert Wall, Wei Ping Ou and Chuck Norris. The Way of the Dragon was released in Hong Kong on the 30th of December 1972, and in the United States in August 1974. The film went on to gross an estimated $130 million United States dollars worldwide, equivalent to over $700 million adjusted for inflation, against a tight budget of $130,000, earning 1,000 times its budget. It was the highest-grossing Hong Kong film up until Lee's next film Enter the Dragon, 1973. In Rome, Chen Qinghua and her uncle Wang experience trouble with their restaurant from a crime boss who wants their property. When Chen refuses to give it up, the boss sends gangsters there to scare away the customers. Appealing to an uncle in Hong Kong, Chen receives help in the form of a young martial artist Tang Lung. On his first arrival, Tang is disoriented by his new surroundings and appears to be a country bumpkin. Disappointed, Chen asks what help he can be, but Tang confidently assures her that he is capable enough. At the restaurant, Tang learns that the staff have begun to learn karate, much to the annoyance of Quen, an employee who favors kung fu. Tang advises Quen to be open-minded and make use of anything that works. Before long, the gangsters appear at the restaurant and threaten the customers away while Tang is using the bathroom. Upset by Tang's poor timing, the staff question his skill and the usefulness of his style. When the gangsters later return, the staff engage the thugs in a fight, only to be beaten. However, Tang single-handedly defeats them, causing the staff to decide to train under him. Uncle Wang warns them that the gangsters will seek revenge, but Tang vows to protect the restaurant. Chen and Tang grow closer and she takes him on a tour of Rome, though Tang is unimpressed by the city. Ho, the crime boss's subordinate, returns with armed men and takes the restaurant staff hostage. Ho gives Tang a ticket to Hong Kong and tells him to go back. However, when his men escort Tang outside, Tang fights back and defeats the thugs with his two nunchakus, followed by the help of the restaurant staff. Tang warns Ho not to return and the thugs leave the restaurant. The staff celebrate their victory, but the gang boss threatens to have Tang killed unless he leaves by Chinese New Year. Uncle Wang urges Chen to convince Tang to leave. When Tang refuses to abandon the restaurant, an assassin tries to kill him from a nearby rooftop with a sniper rifle. Already fidgety from nearby fireworks, Tang survives the attempt. He then tracks down and defeats the assassin after tricking him into wasting his ammunition. When he returns to the apartment, he finds that Chen is gone. Assuming that Ho has kidnapped her, Tang goes to the boss's headquarters with the restaurant staff, defeating his men. Tang issues a final warning to the boss to leave the restaurant alone. The staff again celebrate, but a telegram for Tang cuts this short when they learn that he has been summoned back to Hong Kong. Tang assures them that he will not leave until the situation is resolved. Ho hires two martial artists to challenge Tang, Japanese and European karate masters who initially refuse to work together. Ho also recruits a world-class martial artist named Colt and leads some of the restaurant staff to an isolated spot under the pretense of a truce, where the two martial artists ambush them. These initially defeat the staff until Tang intervenes and leaves the staff to finish the last one. Ho lures Tang away to fight Colt at the Coliseum. Left behind, Uncle Wang knifes the two remaining members of the staff as he wants to sell the restaurant to the crime boss and return to Hong Kong as a rich man. In a decisive 10-minute battle, Tang disables Colt and kills him with reluctance after Colt refuses an opportunity for mercy. Tang then places Colt's GI and black belt atop his dead body as a gesture of respect, before discovering Ho and chasing after him out of the Coliseum. As Tang and Ho return to the ambush site, the mob boss arrives and shoots both Ho and Uncle Wang. Led by Chen, the police arrest the boss as he tries to kill Tang. With the matter finally resolved, Tang returns to Hong Kong, where Quen tells Chen that Tang is a loner who will never settle down. Bruce Lee formed his own production company, Concord Production Inc., with Golden Harvest founder Raymond Chow, and The Way of the Dragon was the company's first film. As well as acting as its producer, Lee also wrote the script, directed the film and played percussion on the soundtrack. The film was originally intended as only for the Asian market, but was ultimately responsible for maintaining the momentum of martial arts films in America. What makes it particularly memorable is the treatment of the fight in the Coliseum, with Chuck Norris making his film debut there. Lee filmed it, in long takes, framing it so that you could see their entire bodies. He used dramatic lighting, making both of them look larger than life. Prior to release, the film's initial tight budget of $130,000 was already covered by pre-sales in Taiwan alone. Upon release, the film earned $5,307,350 Hong Kong dollars and 50 cents at the Hong Kong box office, beating previous records set by Lee's own films, The Big Boss and Fist of Fury, and making it the highest-grossing film of 1972 in Hong Kong. The Way of the Dragon went on to gross 5.4 million Hong Kong dollars, making it the highest-grossing film ever in Hong Kong up until then. In the United States and Canada, the film received a wide release in August 1974, topping the North American box office charts. In New York City alone, the film opened with earnings of more than $1 million, equivalent to $5,900,000 in 2022, in its first 5 days. At Chicago's Oriental Theater, the film drew long queues before opening, setting an all-time theater record with 4,000 tickets sold within several hours of its opening. The film grossed $250,000, equivalent to $1,500,000 in 2022, within 2 weeks of release at the Oriental Theater. At 2 other Chicago theaters in black neighborhoods, the film earned $185,000, equivalent to $1,100,000 in 2022, in its opening week. At a number of theaters, the film drew loud cheers from black audiences like a prizefight, particularly during the climactic fight where audiences cheered on Lee as he fought Chuck Norris. Within a month of its release, the film earned nearly $4 million, equivalent to $24 million in 2022, in the United States. The film earned $5,200,000, equivalent to $31 million in 2022, in U.S. distributor rentals during its initial run. With later re-releases, the film went on to gross a total box office revenue of $85 million in the United States. In France, it became the 8th highest-grossing film of 1974, below Enter the Dragon at number 5 and above Fist of Fury at number 12, with 4,002,004 ticket sales. In Spain, the film sold 2,345,259 tickets. In Germany, it was the 13th highest-grossing film of 1975, with 1.5 million ticket sales. In Japan, the film earned 772 million yen in distribution rentals, becoming the 9th highest-grossing film of 1975. In South Korea, the film sold 182,530 tickets in the capital city of Seoul. The film was also a commercial success in India when it released there in 1979. In one Bombay theater alone, New Excelsior, the film earned an estimated 1.204 million rupees in its first 8 weeks. Against the film's final budget of $130,000, the film initially grossed $50 million, equivalent to $330 million in 2022 worldwide, before increasing its gross to $85 million and then $100 million, equivalent to $590 million in 2022, by 1974. It eventually grossed an estimated total of $130 million, equivalent to approximately $830 million adjusted for inflation, earning 1,000 times its budget. It was the highest-grossing Hong Kong film up until Lee's next film, Enter the Dragon, 1973. Rotten Tomatoes reported a 92% favorable critics' response, commenting on Lee's work that it shows a surprising change of pace from his usual hard-hitting action fare because it favors humor as much as it does kung fu. Upon release, Roger Ebert initially gave a mixed review in the Chicago Sun-Times, saying he found the plot simplistic and its conventions unbelievable but commented that, "This sort of stuff is magnificently silly," and Lee, to give him credit, never tried to rise above it. Retrospective reviews have since been positive, with the film's comedy elements compared favorably to Charlie Chaplin and Jackie Chan, while the final fight between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris is considered one of the greatest fight scenes of all time. At the 11th Golden Horse Awards, it was judged a runner-up Best Feature Film and was recognized for Best Film Editing. Later on, it ranked number 95 in Empire magazine's list, the 100 Best Films of World Cinema, in 2010. According to Gene Freeze, The final fight between Lee and Norris is considered, by many, to be the greatest movie fight ever filmed. It has been listed as one of the greatest fight scenes of all time in a number of publications. In 1978, following Lee's death, an exploitation sequel was released titled Way of the Dragon 2, starring Bruce Lee and Bolo Yeung. During the fight scene between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, Lee demonstrated and popularized a technique that would later be called the oblique kick. This technique is frequently used by several modern mixed martial arts (MMA) fighters, most notably the UFC pound-for-pound champion John Jones, who cited Lee as an inspiration.
That's it. Today's video is finished. Don't forget to click the little notification bell to receive all the news. And above all, give a big like. Thank you for following. And goodbye.